Well, good evening, everyone, and we welcome to Shawnee High School Football Stadium for this Western Buckeye League game between the Shawnee Indians and the St. Mary's Roughriders. Zach, a little different setting, not only as far as atmosphere, as far as weather, but our location as to where we'll be broadcasting the game. We're not up in a scissor lift. We are in the secure confines of a press box.
Yes, it's good to be on ground this week, Joe. Great weather. You know, if we're going to only have 6 regular season games this year, we couldn't have ordered the weather better than the 5 that we've already had. A little bit warmer this week than last week at Van Wert. And, boy, the field looks beautiful. It's great to be out here again on another Friday night. Hope everybody back in St. Mary's watching is enjoying their Friday night, as well as all of our viewers around the world, of course.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about it a little bit when we got out of the car. This is one of the rare football stadiums that actually runs east and west. Normally you hear coaches during practice will run north and south, run north and south. But this field actually runs east and west. So with that being said, for probably the majority of the first quarter, some of these players are going to be looking directly into the sun.
Sure.
So the passing may be a little bit shaky from time to time, but nonetheless, we're expecting a good foot with a record of 3-1. The St. Mary's Roughriders come in with a record of 2-2. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to take a closer look at the Shawnee Indians of head coach Jerry Cooper when we return to Shawnee Stadium right after this.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
St. Mary's American Legion Post 323. Veterans serving veterans, as well as veterans serving the St. Mary's community. You're always welcome to stop at the Post, especially on Football Friday nights to watch the live stream of Rough Rider football. Post 323, a true friend of veterans, St. Mary's, and Rider Nation Station.
American Manufacturing Solutions is proud to invest in St. Mary's and proud to sponsor Rough Rider football. Think AMS, think logistics, done right. AMS is your complete supply chain solutions provider. Have electrical service needs? AMS 7 or visit us at AmericanMFGSolutions.com.
For all your insurance needs, see homegrown, hometown agent Lori Yelton and her team, Doug, Susan, and Becky, at 215 East Spring Street in downtown St. Mary's, Ohio. Be a legend. Insure your life.
If you're looking to renovate your home, former Rough Rider football standout Craig Hewer is your go-to man. Hewer Renovating is an all-phase residential specialist with over 40 years experience and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Improve your investment by giving Hewer Renovating a call at 419-394-8643.
Do you find yourself faced with injustice or confronted with a legal matter that you need help resolving? If so, call attorney David Walbacher at 216-225-9181. That's attorney David Walbacher for all your legal needs.
Guarnieris Pizzeria and Pub has partnered with Rider Nation Station this season so that every Friday night, Guarnieris can be Rough Rider Football Central. Guarnieris will be streaming Rough Rider football live every Friday night at 7, paired with your favorite Rider aid. Make sure to call and make your reservations now to ensure yourself a good seat. Call Guarnieris at 419-394-2244 and make your reservation today. And go Riders!
AUGLAIZE Equipment Rental is your source for all your equipment needs. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner with a project, we can help get the job done more efficiently. Check us out at 1900 Salina Road or AUGLAIZEequipmentrental.com, or just call 419-394-7883. AUGLAIZE Equipment Rental.
St. Mary's Foundry wants to take this opportunity to give a big shout out to all our local teams, wishing them a safe and extraordinary season. And speaking of great teams, St. Mary's Foundry would like to thank its very own team of hardworking employees for their loyalty and dedication. If you're looking for rewarding challenges and first-string wages and benefits, check us out at stmfoundry.com or on hometownopportunities.com. St. Mary's Foundry, where iron and ingenuity meet. Then they have reeled off wins against Salina 14-6, Defiance 7-0, and last week they defeated Wapakoneta by a score of 9-7. Obviously, they're not blowing anybody away by any stretch of the imagination, but this is a fairly young team as they will start seniors, 5 juniors, 4 sophomores on the offensive side of the field, and they are led by junior quarterback Tyler Window, who is 28 of 55 in the passing department for 283 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. But when I talk to Coach Fry, when you talk about the Shawnee Indians, you got to talk about their athleticism and their speed.
Yeah. Jerry Cooper's always going to field a strong, tough team. And while they may not have the senior athletes that they have in past, I'm thinking back to the last time we were at this field where Johnny Caprella, as the senior quarterback, was really running all over the Roughriders, and at the end of the game was diving into the end zone and fumbled the ball for the Roughriders to kind of eke out a victory there that really could have slipped away from us last time we were here. The other thing I recognize is that Shawnee seems to always play better at home, so should be a good night of tough, hard-nosed football between these two teams.
Well, right now the Shawnee High School Marching Band is preparing to play the national anthem for the crowd here at Shawnee Stadium. As they do that, we're going to break away. We're going to come back with tonight's kickoff right after this. VOGEL'S Bake Shop, making thousands of fresh donuts daily. Open 7 days a week with stores in St. Mary's, Salina, and Walpock. Also now found in Wagner's IGA in New Bremen, Minster, and Fort Laramie.
For all your sporting good needs, visit Albert Sporting Goods at 121 West Spring Street, serving the St. Mary's community since 1980.
Varsity Lanes, home of the Roughriders 2018-19 Boys and Girls State Bowling Champions. Strike in up delicious food, 32 taps, Queen of Hearts, and nightly food and drink specials with a great family atmosphere. Carry out is available. Stop in and see us after the game. Go Riders! Unique Awards and Signs, here to take care of your signage, graphic award, and gift customization needs. From banners for your graduate or corporate sponsors to awards recognizing those dedicated employees or champion sport teams. Stop in at 1865 Salina Road or call us at 419-394-1612.
Rider Rooter is proud to be providing financial support to Rough Rider sports for over 40 years. Thanks to the Rough Rider community for all your support. Let Prudential Advisors help you tackle your financial challenges. Call Denny Louth, Financial Advisory, and Kelsey Burke, Financial Planner, at 419-394-8879.
Back at Shawnee High School Football Stadium, Joe Hurlbert alongside Zach Farrell. Glad to have everyone along watching on Rider Nation Station this evening. We'd like to hear from where you're watching from, so feel free to chime in the comments section. Just chime in as to where you're watching from. Again, we thank everybody, not only locally, but around the area and really literally almost around the globe that are partaking in Rough Rider football.
Absolutely. Also wanted to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring you Rough Rider football this year. We would not be able to do this without those sponsors. So also wanted to thank Grand Lake Health System, American Legion, VFW Post. Hopefully everybody's catching the game out there. CNC's Loft and Lounge, and of course, Guarnieris and Varsity Lanes and B-Dubs. Everywhere that's watching us tonight, I want to thank you for allowing us to bring you this broadcast, and hope everybody's ready for a great game.
We talked a little bit about the Shawnee Indians. Of course, they're 3-1 on the season, but their numbers are just average, so to speak. But when you look at the Roughriders and their performance last week, even though they were defeated by Van Wert, what a welcome was Braden Hemmelgarn.
Absolutely. Getting it done on both sides of the ball really brought a spark on the offense. Seemed to hit the hole a little bit, maybe a gear faster than what we've seen this year. And on the defensive side, man, what can you say? 2 interceptions, 1 interception returned for a touchdown, and really welcome back, son. That's what kept going through my head.
Absolutely. And, we mentioned earlier in the season in the first 2 ball games, Ross Henson. Well, 2 weeks ago, we spotted Ross on the sideline in just street clothes. Last week at Van Wert, he was on the sideline with crutches. So I'm not so sure if he's even dressed for tonight's ball game or not, because he gave the Rough Rider offense a little different dimension. He gave them quickness to the hole and speed in the open field, but with Hemmelgarn back, that fills that void.
Right. Fortunately, we also have seen Aiden Hinkle really come alive. Coach Fry talked about that in his Doug Fry show this week about Aiden was out for 2 days with an injury and hasn't really been in true condition with everything else going on this year. And he's starting to get into condition. And, man, did we see that last week with, a solid 4 or 5 yards per carry.
Well, we're just about ready to get this game underway. This kickoff is being brought to you by your friends at State Farm Insurance. Be a legend. Insure your life. State Farm Insurance in St. Mary's. Brandon Bowers will do the kicking off for the St. Mary's Roughriders. And while I'm thinking of it, I want to mention this, that Bowers is the league leading punter.
Wow.
In the Western Buckeye League.
Absolutely believe it.
Averaging just under 40 yards per punt.
I would probably guess that if you would have asked me because, we've seen him just absolutely been a huge asset for the Roughriders this year.
Kind of a short kickoff picked up by the Shawnee deep back. Couple of moves, and he'll get it out to the 30-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Shawnee Indians at their own 30-yard line. We talked about the sun. Well, when you look down across the field, the entire field is virtually in shadow. So I don't really think the sun is going to be an issue.
Yeah, it looks like they've got some nice pine trees on the west side of the field blocking a lot of that sun.
I've always liked Shawnee's athletic complex. I've always thought it's probably one of the best in the Western Buckeye League. Tyler Window, the quarterback for the Shawnee Indians. He's going to roll to his right. He's got a receiver. And the receiver is number 10, Luke Cowan. And Cowan will get it out close to a first down. We'll give him a gain of 9 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 1 for the Indians.
Just a little boot with a little drag pattern there by Cowan. And no surprise from what we've seen the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm guessing that Shawnee's going to really attack the flats against St. Mary's because we haven't defended it well.
3 receivers to the to the left. Get the hand off to Tommy Spiker. He's going to have the first down, so they're going to move the chains.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Shawnee, a lot of their first series this year, they've come out in more of a running formation, but as good as we've seen St. Mary's defend against the run, I'm not surprised that we're seeing them come out with several wideouts and even shotgun here. I think that they'll definitely be trying to pass a lot more tonight.
Indians in a shotgun. They put a man in motion. And nice run by Window. So we'll give him a gain of about 14 on the play.
That was a good job by Window to recognize that there weren't a lot of St. Mary's linebackers sitting there, and he saw a nice hole that the D-line was unable to fill in time. We haven't seen that too much this year against St. Mary's. It's been a problem in the past, but hopefully the defense is able to button that up.
3 receivers to the left for Shawnee. Quick drop by Window. And it looks like Alec Robertson on the reception, number 1. He's a senior. So we'll give him a gain of 4 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 6. 10-10 remaining here in the first quarter. Just underway from Shawnee Football Stadium. Joe Hurlbert alongside Zach Farrell. Three receivers to the right. Tommy Spiker, the lone back behind Tyler Window. Window's going to roll to his right. He's going to look for a quick out. That was almost picked off by Hemmelgarn. I'll tell you what, he reacts to the football extremely quick.
Yeah, I wasn't able to see it in real time last week, but when we watched the film, his first interception last week, where he pulled it out of the sky, and he was probably 2 or 3 yards away from the ball. I mean, it was truly remarkable the way he was able to just reach out and grab it. Hopefully, everybody check that out in the Doug Fry Show replay.
We'll call it 3rd down and 7. We have a man in motion. That's a lateral, and they're going to throw it again. And Hemmelgarn's on the receiver, and it is incomplete.
Great coverage there by Hemmelgarn. Stayed in his receiver's face. You're allowed to face guard.
Yep. Pass was intended for Keaton Cooper.
Didn't get too much contact with them. Nice kept incidental.
Well, it'll be Dylan Troglin and Braden Hemmelgarn back to receive the punt from.
That's not Tyler Window.
That is not Tyler Window. And it'll be Hemmelgarn on the catch. Makes a move, and he's going to be brought down at his own 15-yard line. See if we can find out who the punter was.
Yeah. Looks like the nose tackle. Don't hear that every day, Joe.
No, you don't.
Your nose tackle punting for you. Looks
Johnny Norris.
Looks maybe 63.
It could be. Well, the Roughriders have the football, full house backfield behind Gavin Reinecke, the quarterback. Ball is at their own 15-yard line, 9:29 remaining in the first quarter. Ethan Wedding on the carry.
Yeah, Joe, that punter was 63, Shannon Sewell.
Shannon Sewell.
Our scouting paperwork had Tyler Window, the quarterback, also back at punter. So that's interesting to see if that's something that's going to stick tonight or if that's something that Shawnee's just trying out a new punter.
Here comes Hemmelgarn, wide to the right, and he's going to be brought down for a 2-yard loss, maybe more than that. Keaton Cooper on the tackle for the Shawnee Indians.
Yeah, Shawnee's getting a lot of penetration into the St. Mary's line. It's hard for the guard didn't do a bad job of putting his head on him, but when you're that far in the back, trying to block a guy that far in the backfield, it's going to be pretty easy for him to make a play.
It'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Roughriders. Ball is at their own 14-yard line. Reinecke's going to counter back with Hemmelgarn, and he's going to go nowhere. So that'll bring up a 4th and about 14 on the play, and the Roughriders will punt the football away.
Joe, that was that punter in the backfield making that play, that sophomore, Shannon Sewell, 5'10", 279.
End over end punt. It'll hit about the 44-yard line and will be blown dead at the Rough Rider 44-yard line by Tanner Howe. So the Shawnee Indians will get the ball 1st and 10 at the Rough Riders 44-yard line.
Want to give a shout out to BJ Axe watching from Toledo, Ohio. ZH Offenbacher from Wapakoneta, Lynn Wilson from Greenville, Marge Tangeman from St. Mary's. Thanks for watching Rider Nation Station.
Window turns, give the ball to Spiker, I believe. We'll give him a gain of 4. We'll call it 2nd down and 6. Clock continues to roll. 7:32 remaining first quarter from Shawnee.
Yeah, this Shawnee offense is 4th in the WBL in rushing, 7th in the WBL in rushing, and 8th in the WBL in passing. So not a prolific offense.
Window on the keeper. He'll fall forward for a couple before he's stopped by Stosh Patterson. Also in on the play for the Rough Riders is number 87.
Gain of 2 on the play brings up 3rd down and 4 for the Indians.
Probably 4th down territory here for Shawnee, so we'll see if they try to take a shot here on 3rd down or just try to get a couple more yards.
Window's going to go up top. He's got a man wide open, and that's Cooper. Cooper breaks a tackle. He's to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown, Shawnee.
That was very similar to that passing play earlier where a little drag route across the middle. And here watching it on this replay, I think Cooper came from that tight end position there and just didn't picked up by the linebackers across the middle, and then a missed tackle and enough speed to get down the line. That's unfortunate that considering what happened last week with Van Wert, you thought maybe the defense would have come out a little more buttoned up on some of this coverage, but I think Shawnee's sending them a little bit of a different message than what they probably game planned for. As when I was watching some film, did not see these same type of sets very much.
I think so. The point after kick by Dylan Ramsdale is good. So the Shawnee Indians lead the St. Mary's Rough Riders by a score of 7-0 with 6:27 remaining in the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the Shawnee kickoff right after this.
Buffalo Wild Wings in St. Mary's, proud to support Rough Rider athletics and the Memorial student athletes. Join Buffalo Wild Wings for each Rough Riders football game streamed on Rider Nation Station. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, drinks, sports. Miller Funeral Home has been serving the Rough Rider community in its time of need since the 70s. Our business is a family affair dedicated to serving families with integrity, dignity, and compassion. Miller Funeral Home, proud to be a supporter of the Rough Rider community.
Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success and supporter of the Rider Nation and St. Mary's community.
Is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Be a legend, insure your life. State Farm Insurance. Back to receive the kickoff for the Rough Riders is Hemmelgarn, Troglin, and his 43-yard line. Good return by Troglin.
Absolutely. Watching here in the replay, great first wall, and unfortunately just about 3 or 4 yards too far back behind that second wall.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely taking that to the house if he got behind that second wall, Joe.
Well, we'll see if the Rough Riders can get things on track. Aiden Hinkle, the fullback, behind Reinecke. Turn, give it to Hinkle. And a good spin move. Second effort will get him to the 45-yard line.
That's the different kind of dynamic that Aiden Hinkle brings you as a running back. He's not going to be taken down a lot of times on that first contact. He's got his momentum going forward, and he's going to be able to do things like break a tackle or spin off of him and get you 2 or 3 yards. So much more manageable, 2nd and 7 compared to 1st and 10 or even 1st and 11 with a loss.
Reinecke will give the football to Troglin, and he's not going to go anywhere. So right now the Shawnee Indians are winning the battle in the trenches.
Yeah, they're not doing anything different than what we've seen over the past 10 or 15 years from a Shawnee defense. They're just loading the box, and they're just being more aggressive right now off the ball. St. Mary's is going to need to have to find some either passing plays or mixing up some of the coverage. And it looks like here they come out in the shotgun.
Clock is running on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard, 5:09. Reinecke in the shotgun. Right over the middle it goes to Troglin, and it passes incomplete.
He had a couple wide receivers open on that, but that was, I think, one of those plays where they wanted him to hit that little jailbreak screen there. Tanner Howe was over in the flats wide open on the right side of the field.
Brandon Bowers in to do the punting for the Rough Riders. Nice punt. was taken by Luke Cowan.
Punt return by Luke Cowan.
So good punt coverage by the Roughriders.
This is much better field position this for the
Yeah.
defense.
25-yard line.
25-yard line as opposed to the the 44-yard line where they got to start the last drive.
Shawnee leads by a score of 7-0 on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. 4:58 remaining first quarter. Shawnee has the football. Tyler Window's the quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. He'll give it to Tommy Spiker.
Spiker on the carry. Dylan Geesey on the stop for the Roughriders.
Give him a gain of 1. We'll call it second down and 9.
Gain of 2 on the play brings up second down and 8 for your Shawnee Indians.
Tyler Wendow under center. Sends a man in motion. He's going to roll to his right. Oh. Pass was intended for number 5. That's Chase Beery.
Third down and 8 for the Indians.
Well, we've definitely seen Wendow is not afraid to throw it into some coverage and kind of make some dangerous throws. Roughriders need to take advantage of one of these.
This offensive line for the Shawnee Indians, sophomore at center. Right guard's a senior, right tackle and tight end are juniors. So an extremely young offensive line for the Shawnee Indians. Tyler Window under center. He'll set the offense. He'll roll to his left. And the ball is batted up in the air and it'll fall incomplete. I believe Stosh Patterson. So that'll bring up 4th down and 8 for the Shawnee Indians.
Stosh Patterson, another one of those players that we see him on the offensive guard and defensive tackle, and man, we seem to be calling his name all over the place.
Back to punt for the Shawnee Indians is Shandon Sewell, 279-pounder. Back to receive the punt is Tanner Howe and Dylan Troglin. They'll stand just inside the 40-yard line. Not a bad punt. It'll sail out of bounds. We'll see where the officials mark it, and the Roughriders will have the football. 1st and 10, we'll call it. We'll call it right at the 50-yard line.
Wow. I'll take it. Looked like it looked like it was going to be about 10 yards deeper than that, but it's not bad to be able to start a drive on the 50 for St. Mary's.
So the Roughriders have yet to get things untracked offensively tonight. We'll see if they can do it on this series. Hayden Hinkle in the backfield, give the ball to Ethan Wedding. Wedding's got a hole. He's still on his feet, breaks a tackle. He's still running, stepping out of tackles, and he'll be tackled at about the 26-yard line. Nice run by Ethan Wedding following his blockers.
Absolutely. Good hard running, too. Able to break that tackle there and add another 20, 25 yards to the carry.
That is Wedding's longest run of the year so far, by the way. Previously, he had been bottled up at just a 17-yard run. So hopefully St. Mary's is now picking something.
Chase Jacobs, the center for the Roughriders. Turn, give the ball to Hinkle. He's still bowling forward. I'll tell you what, he keeps them legs churning for sure.
Rumbling, stumbling, isn't he, Joe?
Yes, he is.
What we're seeing here is pretty interesting. The St. Mary's has decided to go with a different looking set here where they're putting 2 wide receivers out. That gets a couple guys out of the field, and it forces Shawnee to put a couple of their safeties a little bit further back in the defensive backfield so that they can protect against a pass over the middle. And what we're seeing is some success there of being able to run on them a little bit more.
There's Wedding, sweep to the right, and he picks up about 3 on the play. Want to make mention that Aiden Hinkle is 6th in the Western Buckeye League in rushing.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Keaton
Brings
Cooper
up
in on
third down
that last
and
tackle
2
for the
the
Shawnee Indians. Aiden Eigenbrod will go wide to the left. Turn, give the ball to Hinkle, and he'll get it to the 15-yard line. So that'll be enough for a Rough Rider first down. They'll stop the clock while they'll move the chains. We got 2:20 remaining on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. Clock is running after the chains have been set. Full house backfield for the Rough Riders behind junior quarterback Gavin Reineke. Turn, Hinkle right side. They just bowling forward. Following the right side of that offensive line, Ryan Davis, Morgan Seward, Devin Shannon doing the job up front. Tanner Howe into the ball game for the Rough Riders at halfback.
Yeah, this formation for St. Mary's has allowed them to prevent any kind of linebackers from crowding the line on the outside as well. So as long as they're able to seal off a couple of the defensive end and a couple blocks inside, room to run on the outside there.
Trogling the ball carrier, and he goes nowhere. So that'll bring up third down and 7 for the Rough Riders. Ball resting on the 14-yard line.
Not bad block there, just a better job by Shawnee of getting off the block and making the play. That's just effort right there.
We're under a minute at 52 seconds here in the first quarter. Turn, give the ball to Troglen to the 4, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Excellent job there by Troglen to show some nice patience here in the replay. Let's 2 great blocks there by Stash Patterson and Aiden Hinkle, and he just turns it into another gear once he goes through that hole. Of course, Coach Fry always talks about Troglen's speed being the fastest on the team.
Mm-hmm. Bowers wide to the right, Eigenbrod to the left. Turn, give the ball to Hinkle, and he'll dive for a couple.
Hinkle on the carry. Spiker on the stop for the Indians.
I want to give a shout out to Oni streaming the game out in St. Mary's Square Shopping Center. Tim Halka watching in Perrysburg, Ohio. Cameron watching from St. Mary's. Ryan Gossard in Montezuma, wherever you may be watching tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Rider Nation Station.
That's the end of the first quarter here at Shawnee Football Stadium. We're going to take a break with the score on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. The Shawnee Indians 7, the St. Mary's Rough Riders nothing, but knocking on the door. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
10 minutes, 41 seconds left. Here we go. Derek Turner has him in the T formation. The senior quarterback calls the signals. Quick count. Rolls quickly. Looks back the other way. He's got Compton. He catches it. Oh, touchdown! Mike Compton is wide open. There it is. There's the play. Mike Compton was wide open for a score.
That big Rough Rider replay, 419-394-2244. And we thank Guarnieris for sponsoring the Big Ralph Rider replay. We'll have another one between the third and the fourth quarters.
There's a couple great St. Marians on that call, Joe. Derek Turner and Mike Compton.
Absolutely.
Some legends in the Rough Rider football community. I remember as a kid watching those games. And
well, the St. Mary's Rough Riders will have the ball second down and goal. Ball is resting at the 2-yard line. Full house backfield. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Hinkle. And I would be surprised because it's Howell. Howell sweeps to the right, breaks a tackle. Touchdown.
Hard running.
Tanner Howell.
Woo!
No flags on the play.
That is just Tanner Howell saying, I want to end the end zone more than anybody else.
There you see it on a replay.
Good job by Shawnee player getting off his block, but couldn't finish the tackle.
Good job by Tanner. And Bowers in to attempt the point after and attempt to try to tie this ball game. The kick is up and the kick is good. And with 11:53 remaining in the first half, on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard, it's the St. Mary's Roughriders 7 and the Shawnee Indians 7. We'll be back with the Rough Rider kickoff right after this.
Looking to renovate your home, former Rough Rider football standout Craig Hewer is your go-to man. Hewer Renovating is an all-phase residential specialist with over 40 years experience and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Improve your investment by giving Hewer Renovating a call at 419-394-8643.
Do you find yourself faced with injustice or confronted with a legal matter that you need help resolving? If so, call attorney David Walbacher at 216-225-9181. That's attorney David Walbacher for all your legal needs.
Guarnieris PUB. That last touchdown run will probably make the Shaft Auto Sales video highlights. It'll be aired.
Good deep kickoff.
Chase Beery out. Yep, Chase Beery on the return for the Shawnee Indians. Their numbers are kind of hard to see from our vantage point.
Yep.
Dark red on black jerseys. Makes it a wee bit difficult.
Always been a tough team to see the letters, Joe. They they run together. They start to look like blobs, and
they do.
Neither of our eyes are getting any younger.
I can vouch for that. 7-7 on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. Joe Hurlbert alongside Zach Barrow. Glad to have you along on Rider Nation Station. Quick pitch to Tommy Spiker. Spiker picks up good yardage.
Well, we saw the St. Mary's offense adjust well to what the Shawnee defense was showing by going into a different set, creating some better opportunities for rushing. And I think right there we're starting to see Shawnee adjust a little bit as well. Going with a quick pitch, trying to pressure the St. Mary's flats because there's only 4 or 5 down linemen most of the time.
Window on the keeper, but it almost looked to me like he intended to hand the ball off to Tommy Spiker and missed the handoff, and then just followed everybody up through the hole. But maybe it was by design.
Yeah, it was either a broken play where he just followed, which that's how you're coached. Follow your running back through the play if you miss the handoff, through the hole if you miss the handoff, or it was some sort of a designed delayed QB sneak where he just waits and tries to find the best hole.
Nonetheless, he did pick up the first down, so it's 1st and 10. There's Spiker on the carry. No gain for Tommy Spiker. Spiker's 4th in the Western Buckeye League in rushing, 85 carries, 323 yards. He averages 81 yards per game rushing the football. So as we mentioned, even though they're 3-1, the numbers are they're not glaring.
Not flashy, no.
They're not flashy at all. They just get the job done. Window looking deep, and he is going down.
Clobbered him. Sacked.
In on the tackle is number 50. Number 50 and Trace Mabry. We may not even have number 50 on the 60-man roster that we were given.
Braxton King.
Good job by Braxton. First time we've mentioned his name this year, I believe. So good to see him in on the sack. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 15 after the loss. Ball is on the Shawnee 35-yard line. Window steps up, throws it out, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for Keaton Cooper. And it'll bring up a punting situation. And that'll bring in Shandon Sewell. He's just a sophomore. 279-pounder.
Yep, he's playing offensive line, defensive line, punting. It's Tell you what, Joe, they're a good team right now, but this is a scary looking team next year when a lot of these sophomores
absolutely.
and juniors become juniors and seniors.
Howell and Troglin back to receive the punt, and Troglin calls for the fair catch, and Rough Riders have the football at their own 41-yard line. And that football on the punt didn't even spin. It was like a knuckleball.
Yeah.
So the Rough Riders have improved field position on this particular series. 9:09 remaining in the first half. 7-7 on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. Troglin in motion. Give the football to Ethan Wedding, and he'll pick up 4 on the play.
Rough Riders are back into a more traditional looking wing tee.
We've got a player down on the field for the Shawnee Indians. So I'll tell you what we're going to do while they address this injury. With 9 minutes remaining in the first half, on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard, the St. Mary's Rough Riders and the Shawnee Indians are knotted up. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back right after this.
Spread God's love throughout numerous schools and communities of our local area. FCA's favorite play of the game is both teams joining together in prayer at the conclusion of the game. God bless you, sports fans.
Take your game day party to the next level with a new TV and Sonos sound system from Valor's TV in St. Mary's. A Sonos sound system takes all the action into every room of your home and outdoors. Break your home into zones and control the content and level right from your phone or tablet, enabling you to enjoy the game or not with the touch of a finger. Add a security camera system connected to your TV from Valor's and never leave another friend stuck outside in the cold. Valor's TV, taking game day to the next level.
VFW 9289's mission is to honor all veterans, past, present, and future. Come on out on Football Friday nights to watch the live stream of Rough Rider football. VFW 9289, a proud sponsor of Rider Nation Station.
The Tailgate for Cancer Committee would like to remind you of these upcoming events. October the 16th is Community T-Shirt Day. The deadline to order is October the 4th. Jamba Hoops Chicken Dinner, $10 each on October the 16th. Deadline to order is October the 2nd. For additional information on these events and many more to come, visit www.tailgateforcancer.com.
All righty, we welcome you back. 7-7 on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. Wedding on the carry for the Rough Riders. We'll give him a gain of about 4 on the play. We'll call it 3rd down and 6 for the St. Mary's Rough Riders. Gavin Reinecke trots back in with the play from head coach Doug Fry. Chase Jacobs sets the ball. Reinecke to Wedding. He'll dive forward for a couple, and it'll bring up 4th down. So in comes the punting team for the St. Mary's Rough Riders, and they'll punt the football away. And Brandon Bowers will be back to do the punting for the St. Mary's Rough Riders. Clock continues to run here in the first half with 7:45 remaining. Low snap, nice punt. And it's going to be taken by Chase Beery. Good punt coverage by the St. Mary's Rough Riders. Dylan Giesecke in on the stop for the St. Mary's Rough Riders. 7:36 remaining on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. American Manufacturing Solutions, electrical division, serving your electrical needs, service calls, repairs, remodels, new home, and service changes. Give them a call. American Manufacturing Solutions. Spiker fell down on the play after he received the pitch from Window. So it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 12.
for Shawnee.
Ball is on the Shawnee 16-yard line. Window in the shotgun. Fake to Spiker. He's got a receiver across, and it's to Keaton Cooper, and he is run out of bounds by Dylan Troglin.
Troglin on the stop for the Roughriders.
Nice gain for the Shawnee Indians, but it's not enough for a first down, so we'll call it third and 3 for the Shawnee Indians. Window under center. He'll roll to his right. Here comes the Rough Rider defense, and they've got him. Good rush by Giesecke. Stosh Patterson
sacked him.
Also in on the stop for the Rough Riders, Hunter Foltz.
It's one of the first times tonight that we saw St. Mary's actually bring the blitz.
So Shandon Sewell will be on to do the punting for the Shawnee Indians. Back to receive the punt for the Rough Riders is Dylan Troglin and Tanner Howe. They'll stand at their own 45-yard line. Nice punt. Howe on the return, and he'll go nowhere. And we've got a Dave Weilbacher attorney at law penalty on the play. Flag is on about the 35-yard line. We'll see what has transpired. Could be a block in the back.
Hold on, St. Mary's.
So it'll be a Dave Weilbacher penalty, attorney at law. And they're going to march the ball back to the St. Mary's 45-yard line.
Only good thing about that penalty, Joe, is that it was a dead ball, so there'll be first and 10, or not dead ball, but it's on the kick return, so won't put them in a hole for the first down.
Eigenbrod wide to the right. Reinecke under center. Turn, quick pitch, it goes to Hinkle. Hinkle makes a move, and he is brought down by a host of Shawnee Indians.
There we saw that penetration again. I mean, Shawnee is just sending a lot of people, flowing a lot, and doing a good job of staying off of blocks.
We'll call it a loss of 4. It'll bring up second down and 14. Clock continues to run. 5:05 remaining here in the first half.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen St. Mary's go back to that 2 wide receiver set where they had so much success on that one drive.
Troglin. He'll get back to almost the original line of scrimmage. Again, we'd like to thank some of these fine folks. The VFW Post, 9289, proud sponsors of Rider Nation Station. Also, Grand Lake Health System, proudly committed to serving the community. American Legion Post 323, veterans helping veterans, and the St. Mary's community. Just some of our fine sponsors bringing you tonight's ball game on Rider Nation Station. Heidenbrog will go wide to the left. Troglin in the wing to the right. Turn, double reverse. Now he's going to throw it. He's got Eigenbrod, and it's going to be picked off.
Yeah, number 12, Zach Noonan, jumped right in front of that. He didn't. He had it. He had him open. It just wasn't. If you're going to miss that, you're going to miss it deep. You can't miss it. You can't underthrow that.
Zach Noonan on the interception for the Shawnee Indians, but the Riders started out with a double reverse, and then Troglin had Eigenbrod, but just underthrew him, and the pass was picked off by Zach Noonan, the sophomore for the Shawnee Indians. So 4:03 remaining in the first half. Shawnee has the football. 1st and 10. We'll call it their own 40-yard line. Tyler Window crosses the 40 to the 43-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds by Troglin. Clock will continue to run.
Tyler Window, quarterback keeper.
I want to give a shout out to the Mets and Lairds watching poolside. Greg Farrell watching from Russell's Point. That's my dad. Yeah. Hunter Turpin watching from Wapak. Benji Sloan watching from St. Mary's. How about this, Joe? Kerrigan Swanson checking in from Maurice's in St. Mary's.
Really? Glad to have you along. Wherever you may be watching, thanks for tuning in to Rider Nation Station's presentation of Rough Rider football.
Ooh.
Nice move by Spiker. Boy, Hunter Fraley had a shot on him, and he just sidestepped Fraley and was able to.
Yeah, watching this replay, man.
Game.
Hunter Fraley was in the backfield right now. Just, may have had a little bit too much speed there.
So it'll bring up third down. We'll call it 3 for the Shawnee Indians. 7-7 on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. Nice quick pass. It'll be enough for a Shawnee first down.
Gonzalez pass is complete. Gonzalez plays the Shawnee Indians. First down.
Pass is complete to Alex Robertson.
Alex Robertson.
Good hit by Braden Himmelgarn. You just you're going to give him a little bit of space there, and just a really, really good throw. Quick, and the receiver was ready for it.
First and 10 for the Indians. Ball is at the Rough Rider 49-yard line. Spiker on the carry.
Luke Cowan on the carry for the Indians.
Check that. That's Luke Cowan.
Yeah, Luke Cowan, a little bit of a.
Kind of did the splits.
Yeah. Hurt me watching, Joe.
We've got a Shawnee player down on the field. We're going to take a break while they attend to him. With 1:40 remaining here in the first half on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard, it's the St. Mary's Rough Riders 7, the Shawnee Indians 7. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
St. Mary's American Legion Post 323. Veterans serving veterans, as well as veterans serving the St. Mary's community. You're always welcome to stop at the Post, especially on Football Friday nights to watch the live stream of Rough Rider football. Post 323, a true friend of veterans, St. Mary's, and Rider Nation Station.
American Manufacturing Solutions is proud to invest in St. Mary's and proud to sponsor Rough Rider football. Think AMS, think logistics, done right. AMS is your complete supply chain solutions provider. Have electrical service needs? 300-1007 or visit us at AmericanMFGSolutions.com.
For all your insurance needs, see homegrown, hometown agent Lori Yelton and her team, Doug, Susan, and Becky, at 215 East Spring Street in downtown St. Mary's, Ohio. Be a legend. Insure your life.
Back at Shawnee Stadium, Joe.
For getting pressure, but also downfield for sticking on the receivers. Unfortunately, we saw that last time a couple times when the quarterback scrambling around down the field, coverage broke up, and we got burned for a couple touchdowns last week because of it.
The Shawnee player they were attending to on the field was number 63, Shandon Sewell. But I guess, he's been in every play. He does the punting, so I think he's got I would say he's got a cramp somewhere.
Yeah, he was able to walk off, so it's good to see he wasn't injured too bad.
Window looking across the middle, and it's picked off. Picked off by Troglin. Troglin makes a move. We got a flag on the play, and he is going to be stopped at the Rough Rider 33-yard line. But we've got a Dave Weilbacher, attorney at law, penalty on the play.
Hopefully the flag was late enough that it was on the return, not any sort of late pass interference call. Looking here at 40. They're going to call 43.
Are you kidding me?
We're going to look at that this week in the rules of the game with Mark Sisko, get his opinion on that. But we've seen that, though, Joe, the last few weeks.
Looked to me like Brandon Paul he held up.
Yeah.
He once he saw that he was going to block in the back, he may have touched him with his hands on the back, maybe, but he never, in my opinion, never blocked him.
There's just
a good question.
We've seen that
Mr.
this
Sisko.
year that you can't even touch a person on the back if they happen to fall down or their momentum takes them. They're just calling it this year almost every time.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rough Riders. The ball at their own 20-yard line. Aiden Henkel on the left side. It will give him a gain of a couple. By the time the Rough Riders run their next play, we'll be under a minute to go here in the first half. 7-7 on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard.
Cole Marshall on the stop for the Indians. Gain of 2 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 8.
We'll call it 2nd down and 8 for the Rough Riders. Ball is at the 22-yard line. Clock is running. 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Eigenbrod wide to the left. Bowers wide to the right. Turn. Give the ball to Hinkle. And we'll give him a gain of a couple on the play. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Clock's running here. 20 seconds left. It looks like both teams are happy to go into the half tied 7-7.
Really hasn't been anything to write home to Mom about.
No, unfortunately, not a lot of Shaft Auto Sales highlights in this first half.
So that's going to be the end of the first half here at Shawnee High School Football Stadium with the score on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. The St. Mary's Rough Riders 7 and the Shawnee Indians 7. We'll take a break. We'll come back with halftime right after this.
To renovate your home, former Rough Rider football standout Craig Hewer is your go-to man. Hewer Renovating is an all-phase residential specialist with over 40 years experience and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Improve your investment by giving Hewer Renovating a call at 419-394-8643.
Do you find yourself faced with injustice or confronted with a legal matter that you need help resolving? If so, call attorney David Weilbacher at 216-225-9181. That's attorney David Weilbacher for all your legal needs.
Guarnieris Pizzeria and Pub has partnered with Rider Nation Station this season so that every Friday night, Guarnieris can be Rough Rider Football Central. Guarnieris will be streaming Rough Rider football live every Friday night at 7, paired with your favorite Rider aid. Make sure to call and make your reservations now to ensure yourself a good seat. Call Guarnieris at 419-394-2244 and make your reservation today. And go Riders!
AUGLAIZE Equipment Rental is your source for all your equipment needs. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner with a project, we can help get the job done more efficiently. Check us out at 1900 Salina Road or AUGLAIZEequipmentrental.com or just call 419-394-7883. AUGLAIZE Equipment Rental.
St. Mary's Foundry wants to take this opportunity to give a big shout out to all our local teams, wishing them a safe and extraordinary season. And speaking of great teams, St. Mary's Foundry would like to thank its very own team of hardworking employees for their loyalty and dedication. If you're looking for rewarding challenges and first-string wages and benefits, check us out at stmfoundry.com or on hometownopportunities.com. St. Mary's Foundry, where iron and ingenuity meet. VOGEL'S Bake Shop, making thousands of fresh donuts daily, open 7 days a week with stores in St. Mary's, Salina, and Walpock. Also now found in Wagner's IGA in New Bremen, Minster, and Fort Laramie. You can see the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard as we are at halftime here at Shawnee High School Football Stadium. The St. Mary's Roughriders and the Shawnee Indians are tied 7-7. It's really been, like I said, not a lot to write home about. The Roughriders have scored just one touchdown, and the Shawnee Indians have scored one touchdown, and neither team has been close since their respective scores. So call it a defensive game, if you will, or call it a lack of offense, if you will. But nonetheless, it's 7-7. And right now the Shawnee High School Marching Band performing for this crowd here at Shawnee Football Stadium. Zach has a look at the first half statistics. It'll pretty much tell the tale of what has taken place in the first half. Here's Zach.
Yeah, Joe, it's fairly close here between the teams. First downs, 5 for St. Mary's, 5 for Shawnee. Total yards, 58 for St. Mary's, 95 for Shawnee. St. Mary's is 0 for 2 passing with that one unfortunate interception. Shawnee is 5 for 12 with 1 interception and 1 TD. Rushing attempts, St. Mary's 21 attempts for 58 yards. Shawnee 32 yards on 14 attempts. Penalties, just a couple for St. Mary's, so they're cleaning that up this week. Also, no fumbles, so that's good for St. Mary's. Third down conversions, St. Mary's is 2 for 6. Shawnee's 2 for 7. 3 punts for St. Mary's for an average of 34.3 yards. And 4 punts for Shawnee for an average of 26.3 yards. Average drive start about the same, 39-yard line for St. Mary's, 32-yard line for Shawnee. So we're seeing a battle of field position here tonight, Joe. Time of possession, St. Mary's 11 minutes, 46 seconds. Shawnee 12 minutes. So pretty even across the board there for both teams. And really not too much to write home about for individual stats. Rushing for St. Mary's, Aiden Hinkle, 8 rushes for 15 yards. Ethan Wedding, 6 rushes for 33 yards. That long run was a 24-yard scamper. Pretty much the only maybe Shaft Auto Sales highlight of the game besides the touchdown by Hunter. Dylan looking at Shawnee a little bit. Tyler Window has 5 completions on 11 attempts and 63 yards. Looking here at some replays from some of the big plays we saw at the first half. Of course, the scoring play for Shawnee, just a little drag pattern by the tight end across the middle, and unfortunately not able to keep up. And then great run here by Tanner Howe. I think I called him Hunter a few minutes ago. I meant sorry, Tanner. Excellent run there, though, by Tanner Howe.
Well, right there's your Shaft Auto Sales video highlight right there.
Right, that's right.
Well, you mentioned it. You looked at the total offense. There's a defensive play by the Roughriders. This good defense.
Yeah.
There you see number 58 on that play. It's the first time we've called his number this year. Braxton King has done a good job for the Roughriders defensively. And good pressure by the Roughrider defense. So as Zach gave you the stats, like I said, not a lot of first half action offensively, a lot of defensive plays. Here's the interception on the double reverse handoff that Troglin threw, just underthrew it, had Eigenbrod open, but the pass falls into the hands of the Shawnee Indians.
Yeah, those are always tough. You know, you want to make a big play there when you're calling a trick play like that, but you can't force it. And if you're going to miss, you got to miss deep. And then here we're seeing the interception by St. Mary's there to end that drive, and that was very important because Shawnee was driving. They were potentially going to score there right before the half. So even though St. Mary's was not able to score back after that, it's good that they're still able to make a stop there, important stop on that last drive by Shawnee. Want to give a shout out to everybody watching, Aaron High, watching from St. Mary's. Before you buy, give them a try. See Aaron High, the car guy at Shaft Auto Sales. I want to give a shout out to Eric Dunlap, watching from Hex Landing. Paul Gossard, watching from St. Mary's. Todd Sloan, watching from Warren, Ohio, other side of the state. Keith and Nikki Perrin, watching from Lake Cumberland, Kentucky.
Well, again, we'd like to thank everybody for watching Rough Rider football on Rider Nation Station. We are at half at Shawnee High School Football Stadium with a score on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard, the St. Mary's Rough Riders 7 and the Shawnee Indians 7. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with more halftime and the second half kickoff right after this.
Sporting good needs. Visit Albert Sporting Goods at 121 West Spring Street, serving the St. Mary's community since 1980.
Varsity Lanes, home of the Rough Riders 2018-19 Boys and Girls State Bowling Champions. Striking up delicious food, 32 taps, Queen of Hearts, and nightly food and drink specials with a great family atmosphere. Carry out is available. Stop in and see us after the game. Go Riders! Unique Awards and Signs, here to take care of your signage, graphic award, and gift customization needs. From banners for your graduate or corporate sponsors to awards recognizing those dedicated employees or champion sport teams. Stop in at 1865 Salina Road or call us at 419-39.
As the official booster group of Memorial High School, they have been providing financial support to Rough Rider sports for over 40 years. Thanks to the Rough Rider community for all your support. Let Prudential Advisors help you tackle your financial challenges. Call Denny Louth, Financial Advisory, and Kelsey Burke.
Buffalo Wild Wings in St. Mary's, proud to support Rough Rider athletics and the Memorial student athletes. Join Buffalo Wild Wings for each Rough Riders football game streamed on Rider Nation Station. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, drinks, sports. Miller Funeral Home has been serving the Rough Rider community in its time of need since the 70s. Our business is a family affair dedicated to serving families with integrity, dignity, and compassion. Miller Funeral Home, proud to be a supporter of the Rough Rider community.
Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success and supporter of the Rider Nation and St. Mary's community.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a middle school and high school club looking to spread God's love throughout numerous schools and communities of our local area. FCA's favorite play of the game is both teams joining together in prayer at the conclusion of the game. God bless you, sports fans.
Both teams have returned to the playing field in preparation for the second half of action. They'll put another 3 minutes on the scoreboard as both teams loosen up. Zach, we talked about the first half. Again, not a lot of offense. You might want to contribute it to the defense that both teams are playing. But nonetheless, I think the total offense in the first half was pretty even, and that's pretty much indicative of the 7-7 score at this time. And, when you get in games like this, it could very well be the play of your special teams. It could be a turnover, a pick six. It could be a return of a fumble or a kickoff that maybe changes the tide on the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, we saw, earlier you talked about the non-flashy games by Shawnee earlier in the year. And part of that, though, was their defense holding teams to low levels. So I've been very impressed with Shawnee's defense tonight. We've seen St. Mary's just last week really manhandle at the trenches, the defensive line. And this week, Shawnee is definitely winning that battle, the Shawnee defensive line against the St. Mary's offensive line. They're coming off blocks well. They're firing through the holes and creating a lot of trouble in the background with the penetration. And unfortunately, St. Mary's has not found a way to adjust to it well, aside from that one scoring drive.
Their defensive front for the Shawnee Indians runs 215, 251, 279 across the front. So they do have some big people, and we talked about it earlier. They're very young on the defensive side. 2 seniors, 5 juniors, and 4 sophomores. For the Roughriders, some of the adjustments they've got to make, they've just got to put some sustained drives together. I think they got to do a better job at the point of attack with their blocking, open up some holes, and kind of keep the Shawnee defense at bay, because the Shawnee defense is causing problems for the St. Mary's offense.
Yeah, I think they need to get back. St. Mary's offensively needs to get back to that same formation that they had success with the 2 wideouts, because it really took people out of the box, and Shawnee wasn't sure how to handle it. Wouldn't be surprised either if we see maybe 1 or 2 drives from St. Mary's that's unproductive in the second half. If we see them maybe come out in that 2-minute offense out of shotgun that we saw. I just think that they looked so good last week against Van Wert in executing that tonight's one of those nights where Shawnee's putting all their effort in. It's their last home game of the year. It's senior night. Maybe you need to homecoming.
As well.
Yeah, maybe need to break something else out and try that. But hopefully everybody back in St. Mary's is enjoying the tight game that we've had in the first half. If we're watching at C&C Loft and Lounge, hopefully you've already seen Charlie for the infamous Charlie Burger and Drink, or B-Dubs, or Varsity Lanes. Speaking of Varsity Lanes, I want to give a shout out to Liz and Ron Noggle watching at Varsity Lanes in St. Mary's. Louise Davis watching from Salina. Hope you're enjoying the game, Grandma. Charlie Tobin watching from the Tiki Bar in St. Mary's. It looks pretty nice in Charlie's Tiki Bar. Maybe he can invite us there some weekend, Joe.
Awesome. Well, we're just about ready to start the second half here at Shawnee Football Stadium. This kickoff return is being brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Be a legend. Insure your life. State Farm Insurance. Back to receive the kickoff for the Roughriders will be Himmelgarn, Troglin, and Howell. They'll be standing at about the 15-yard line. And they'll have 2 deep backs standing at about the 10. The kicker is Dylan Ramsdale. So sit back and enjoy the second half of football. Hopefully, it's a little more productive for the Roughriders here in the second half. Nice return.
Excellent run.
Ethan Wedding is back on the return. And not Troglin, but a good job by Ethan Wedding. And the Roughriders will have the ball 1st and 10. Good field position to start their first possession of the second half.
Here watching the replay there, great job by both lines. You see the front line and the back line just create a massive hole there. Ethan Wedding's a very patient back, so it's great to see.
Ball is at their own 48, and the ball is to Wedding. Nice carry by Ethan Wedding.
I think we're seeing, you can already tell the St. Mary's offense is given a little bit better of a tempo here as they're coming out. Feels like they have some sort of energy. A lot of times they're able to identify something as a coach at halftime, watching the huddle film, figuring out, okay, we can run this all day, guys. So hopefully we see a good result here on this drive.
Quick turn and handoff to Aiden Hinkle. He'll get the first down for the Roughriders, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Roughriders. And the ball will be placed at the Shawnee Indians' 42-yard line. Wait a minute. No, they say it was short, so we're going to call it 3rd down and short. Turn, give the ball to Hinkle. That's a first down for sure.
Rumbling, bumbling. Gets caught up in the line, and next thing we know, he's diving forward 4 yards, Joe. Look at that. Here's on the replay. See, what we're seeing here is that St. Mary's is putting some of their wingbacks into motion, which is freezing Shawnee a little bit, and they're not able to send the blitz in as much as they have been early on.
Hinkle again on the left side. He'll follow the block of Chase Jacobs and Stosh Patterson.
Good pace here from St. Mary's.
Absolutely. Playing with a little sense of urgency on this first possession here in the second half. 10-17 remaining, 3rd quarter. We'll call it second. Ball's on the ground. Hinkle will fall on it, so that is going to make Coach Fry happy.
Smart play there, though. Aiden Hinkle, though, didn't try to pick it up. You know, you're not probably gonna get up and get more than a couple yards if you are able to get it up. Just fall on the ball and live to play another day.
Yep. 3rd down and 15. The ball will be placed at the Rough Rider 42-yard line. Reineke's going to roll. He's going to have to tuck this one and go. He's to the 40, 35 to the 30, puts his shoulder down and gets to the 29-yard. Well, they're going to say he went out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Excellent run there by Gavin Reineke. Had a lot of room in front of him, had 2 blockers. Much smarter play there to take that run than to try to force it into coverage. And you got a manageable 4th down here now, 4th and 3. I'd like to, frankly, see another boot like that, Joe.
Chase Jacobs bring the football out for the Rough Riders. He'll place it down at the 30-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 3 for the Rough Riders. This is a big offensive play for St. Mary's. Long count by Reineke. Turn, give the ball to Hinkle, and he's not going to make it.
Oh, boy, Shawnee, as expected, was definitely keying on Aiden Hinkle. We saw a nice hole open up, but they were ready for it. They knew that 4th and 3 that Aiden Hinkle was probably getting the ball.
So the Shawnee Indians will take over on downs at the 8:45 mark here in the 3rd quarter. They'll have it 1st and 10. The ball will be placed at their own 30, at their own 28-yard line.
Well, that's a disappointing end of that drive, Joe. They really had some momentum.
Yeah, they did. Tyler Window, quarterback, under center, turn, give the ball to Luke Cowan.
Gain of 3 on the play brings up 2nd down and 7 for your Shawnee Indians.
We'll give him a gain of 3, call it 2nd down and 7.
Fortunately, we've seen that this season, though, Joe. Is we have a good drive and something like a fumble or a penalty puts them in a unmanageable long 3rd down.
Quick pitch. It goes to, I believe that's Tommy Spiker.
Tommy Spiker on the carry.
Spiker will give him a gain of a couple. We'll call it 3rd down and a long 4.
3rd and 5 for the Indians.
So we'll call it 3rd down, long 4 or 5.
Need a big stop here from the Rough Rider defense.
Window under center, long count.
Some sort of audible.
And we've got a timeout called by the Shawnee Indians with it at 7:27 on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. It's the St. Mary's Rough Riders 7, the Shawnee Indians 7. We'll be right back right after this.
Game day party to the next level with a new TV and Sonos sound system from Valor's TV in St. Mary's. A Sonos sound system takes all the action into every room of your home and outdoors. Break your home into zones and control the content and level right from your phone or tablet, enabling you to enjoy the game or not with the touch of a finger. Add a security camera system connected to your TV from Valor's and never leave another friend stuck outside in the cold. Valor's TV, taking game day to the next level.
VFW 9289's mission is to honor all veterans, past, present, and future. Come on out on Football Friday nights to watch the live stream of Rough Rider football. VFW 9289, a proud sponsor of Rider Nation Station.
We'll call it 3rd down and 5 for the Shawnee Indians. The ball will be placed at their own 33-yard line. Big defensive play for the Rough Riders. Tyler Window under center. He'll keep it, and he'll look for a pass. He'll throw it right over the middle, and I believe it was to Spiker.
Excellent job there. Tanner Howe, as we've seen so many times this year, coming forward from his position back in safety and wrapping up that screen pass.
So to bring up 4th down and 4 and into punt for the Shawnee Indians is Shandon Sewell. Back to receive the punt for the Rough Riders, standing at their own 35-yard line is Dylan Troglin and Tanner Howe. There's the kick. It'll be down at the St. Mary's 33-yard line. So the Rough Riders will have the football. As Zach mentioned, the last drive, the Rough Riders moved the ball extremely well, but the fumble kind of slowed the momentum, and then they eventually turned it over on downs.
Yeah.
So we'll see if the momentum will swing back to the side of the Rough Riders. 6:46 remaining here in the third quarter. Troglin, sweep. And he's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah, excellent job. You know, that's the thing about Troglin is it looks like he's not going to get much, but he finds a little hole, and he's so fast that he's able to quickly turn that into a 7-yard gain when it looked like maybe a 1 or 2 yard. Excellent block there, too, looking at the replay from Ethan Wedding.
We'll give him a gain of 7. We'll call it 2nd down and 3 for the Rough Riders. The ball will be placed at their own 40-yard line. Turn. And Ethan Wedding, the ball carrier.
Good to see Wedding getting a lot of good touches tonight. They had an unfortunate fumble last week at Van Wert, and Coach Fry not afraid to go back to him this week. And he's making the most of it, having some really tough runs tonight.
Wedding picks up the first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Riders at their own 43-yard line. Hunter Fraley, the ball carrier.
First time that we've called his number tonight, Joe.
Somebody we haven't seen since the early portions of the ball game is Braden Himmelgarten.
That's right.
Fraley's your fullback behind Gavin Reineke. Reineke flushed out of the pocket, and he just the pass is intended for Troglin. Falls incomplete.
See here on the replay, looks like Troglin was just hadn't turned around. Not sure what the route was called there.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8. The ball is placed at the Rough Rider 45-yard line. Clock is stopped at 5:40 remaining here in the third quarter. Reineke in the gun. Good snap. Pass to Troglin. He's going to be a little bit short of the first down.
I think you might actually have it, Joe. Just the angle of the field looking a little different.
Yep. Must be the angle that I'm sitting at.
Or, from the sound of the Shawnee fans on this side, maybe your spot was better, and they weren't too happy with where the official spotted that one. But we'll take all we can get.
Nonetheless, a Rough Rider first down. Ball is at the Shawnee 47-yard line. So Reineke's going to roll to his left. Nice pass to Wedding, and it's going to be close to a first down.
Well, here we see that shotgun that running that 2-minute offense here in the third quarter. They had a lot of success with Van Wert. I think they were 7 for 8 on that drive, and not a lot's working for your offense tonight. Why not give it a shot here?
We'll give him a gain of 9 on the pass completion from Reineke to Wedding. It'll be 2nd down and 1 at the Shawnee 38.
That's Troglin.
Out of the Wildcat formation, he's to the 22-yard line before he is brought down. First time we've seen the Wildcat formation tonight for the Rough Riders. Good blocking at the point of attack and out on the corners.
That's exactly how you want to run that Wildcat. So what's interesting is Troglin basically is just putting himself in the same position that he would be as a halfback. He just doesn't have to get the handoff; he gets it straight there.
But the advantage of him standing up, and he can see the defense.
Yep.
And here comes Reineke. He goes right back up the middle.
Interesting call there. I like it though. You say, don't forget that our quarterback can run too. It's not going to be Troglin, and Troglin, as we know, can pass the ball pretty well too.
Right.
Unfortunately, he's got that interception tonight, but he can put a good spiral on the ball if he has to.
We'll give him a gain of 2 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 8. Ball is at the Shawnee 21-yard line. Clock continues to move. 3:49 and ticking. Hunter Fraley. I want to remind everybody that next week, Zach and I will be at the friendly confines of the Grand Lake Health System Field in St. Mary's to bring you the season finale. And it'll be a dandy.
Yep.
It's a Cross Lake shootout between
That's right.
the St. Mary's Roughriders and the Salina Senior Bulldogs. We'll be there to bring you all the action.
Still remember back in 2004, St. Mary's and Salina voted the #1 rivalry in our entire area. No love lost between these teams next week.
Long count by Reineke. Turn, give the ball to Fraley. Fraley bounces to the outside. We'll give him a gain of a couple.
Yeah, they tried the quick toss there to the fullback, and I like the call. And Hunter Fraley did a great job of breaking that first tackle and able to pick up a couple yards. Still a tough 4th and 4, though, here.
Yeah, this is a 4th and a long 4.
Let's get loud, Shawnee.
So the Riders will send 2 receivers to the right. Reineke in the shotgun. Good snap. Stands up. Forced out of the pocket. He's going to throw the football into
in and out of the
triple
hands.
coverage. It was almost picked off, and it was almost caught by Troglin.
Watching the replay here, pretty good job by Gavin Reineke to buy himself time. Unfortunately,
So
forced the
Roughriders-
ball there a little bit. I think
The
he had a
Rough-
receiver that was a little bit more open, a little bit behind him, but I can see why he's targeting Dylan Troglin. We've seen so many good connections between those two, and Troglin does have pretty sure hands, just unable to get the catch there as it came through the defender's hands first and a little deflected.
The Rough Riders will get the football back to the Shawnee Indians. 1st and 10. The ball is at their own 18-yard line. 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Pass falls incomplete. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Shawnee Indians.
Shawnee, sensing I think a little bit of their own problems offensively, not able to move the ball too much, trying to do something a little different. Just a quick shooter out there to Cooper. Couldn't hang on to it.
Tyler Wendow, the junior quarterback for the Shawnee Indians, under center. We'll give the football to Spiker. Nope. Luke Cowan is on the carry for the Shawnee Indians. It's just so hard to see numbers. Brandon Paul and
They've put the numbers on the helmets now, Joe, to try to
exactly
help you out, but
Well, you know
still pretty hard from
I get
up
that.
here.
Let's see what
Big
happens.
3rd down here, Joe. 3rd and 4. 1 minute and 40 seconds counting here in the third quarter.
Quick pass is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 5. That is
that's Chase Beery.
Chase Beery. Well, here's the deal with the binocular situation. I got the binoculars here. I put them on the quarterback. I can see it beautifully, but then to take it down and read, impossible. Impossible. So Shandon Sewell will be in to do the punting for the Shawnee Indians. Troglin and Howe, I believe. Well, it's a nice high kick, but it sails out of bounds. We'll see where they're going to mark that one. Nope. 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35.
St. Mary's starts 1st and 10 from the Shawnee 35-yard.
I was a little concerned
Well,
where he
well,
originally.
What was that? Where was the line of scrimmage?
Like
the 30?
Yeah.
So it ended up being about a 5-yard punt.
Yeah, not maybe 25, maybe a 10-yard punt, but
So
good
the
field
Rough
position.
Yeah, exactly. Rough Riders have a good field position. Here's Troglin. He's being forced to the outside, and he is just brought down.
This is a little bit of Shawnee guessing correctly and loading that side of the ball, saying we're going to take away that sweep out there.
Yeah. So we'll call it a loss of 4 on the play for the Rough Riders. 2nd down and 14. The ball is at their own 39-yard line. Wedding will get 3 of the 4 back.
Ethan Wedding on the carry for St. Mary's. Johnny Norris and Jamie Spike on the stop for the Indians. Couple yards on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 12 for the Rough Riders.
35 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 7-7 on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. Reinecke. He's going to pull it down and run it. And clock is cleaned. And ball is jarred loose, but the Rough Riders fall on it.
Just good to see Reinecke getting up after that one, Joe. Ooh.
I think Chase Jacobs falls on the football.
Heads up play by Chase Jacobs to able to get on the ball there.
Wow. That's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter with the score on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. It's the St. Mary's Rough Riders 7, the Shawnee Indians 7. It's time now for our Big Ralph Rider replay, brought to you by our friends at Guarnieris Pizzeria and Pub. Home with the signature Big Ralph sub, pizza, and calzone. Give them a call at 419-394-2244. And we hope you enjoy this edition of the Big Ralph Rider replay.
Flip Powell wide to the right side. Everybody else is tight. Corey Vossler has him in the split backfield. Calls the signals. Corey turns. It's Bo. Bo Fry looking to the outside. Bo's at the 30. Bo's at the 25-20. Bo's at the 15. Bo's into the end zone. Touchdown, Rough Riders. 42 yards.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that edition of the Big Ralph Rider. Big Ralph signature sub, pizza, and call them a call at 419-394-2244.
Want to thank all our sponsors out there. Grand Lake Health System, proudly committed to serving the community. American Legion Post 323, Veterans Helping Veterans. VFW Post 9289, proud sponsor of the Rider Nation Station, and CNC Loft and Lounge. Hopefully everybody's got a Charlie burger in their stomach tonight.
Bowers. This may go into the end zone. No, good coverage, good punt coverage by the Rough Riders. It is going to be downed inside the 5-yard line. They're going to mark it at about the 4-yard line.
Excellent punt.
Nice punt.
That's why he's number 1 in the league, right, Joe?
Absolutely. So do you by any chance have the updated stats after the 3rd quarter?
I do, Joe. A little bit better for St. Mary's for 9 first downs to Shawnee's 5. Total yards, 131 from St. Mary's to 109 from Shawnee. Rushing 38 attempts for 115 yards for St. Mary's. So adding a little bit of stats there, but no points to show. Looked like another broken play, Joe.
Good job by the Rough Rider defense. Quarterback Window on the keeper. And they're going to give him a gain of 1, so we'll call it 2nd down and 9. The ball is going to be spotted on the 6-yard line.
Want to give a shout out to everybody watching wherever you are at in St. Mary's and around the country. Mark Deringer family watching on the way home from soccer in Kettering.
Now, wait a minute. On the way home.
On the way home in the van. We are mobile, Joe.
Yes, we are mobile.
Andrew Steyer watching from Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you for watching. Pat McGowan, the mayor, watching from Noblesville, Indiana.
They've got him in the end zone, but he passes incomplete. Nice pass, nice decision by Window to throw the ball out of bounds. The Rough Riders had him in the end zone. So instead of taking the safety, he just threw it out of bounds. But nonetheless, it'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 8.
Close very close call there. And, keep in mind if he throws it into the ground there in the end zone, it's still a safety. If
Good point.
If he grounds the ball, that's the term I was thinking of, Joe.
Third down and 8. He's looking deep. He's got a receiver out there. Good coverage by the Rough Rider defense. Falls incomplete.
Nice job, again, face guarding by the Rough Rider defender. And I think the ball was a little too far outside to even get the benefit of the doubt of a pass interference call, even though we know that that's not it doesn't have to be catchable in Ohio football, high school football. We've talked to Mark Sisko about that before. But they can use their judgment as officials, and sometimes they're not going to give you that.
It's going to be
dangerous punt here.
The Rough Riders are bringing everybody. Here they
It's a
come.
high snap. Oh.
And it's tipped. So the Rough Riders are going to have the ball with excellent field position. The ball is going to be down at the Shawnee 31-yard line. The Rough Riders almost got it. They got a hand on it, but they were bringing everybody. They had nobody back to return on the punt.
It's kind of unbelievable that they weren't able to get a block on that because it wasn't a great snap. So kind of not a great punt, but credit to Sewell for even getting it off there.
Exactly.
That's a 279-pound lineman able to get the punt off pretty well there, Joe.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the St. Mary's Rough Riders. This is opportunity knocking at the door. The Rough Riders have to take advantage of this field position right here. The ball is resting at their own 30 at the Shawnee 31-yard line. Henkel, right side. We'll give him a gain of about 4 on the play, maybe 5.
Joe, these are the type of drives that I've said it before in the season. These are the type of drives that you live for as an offensive player at St. Mary's. Fourth quarter, tied, 10 minutes left. You need to march the ball down the field here and get a score.
Well, we've got an official timeout on the field. We've got another Shawnee player down with the score, St. Mary's 7, the Shawnee Indians 7 on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more right after this.
Nation Station. Rider Rooter supports all Memorial High School athletics as the official booster group of Memorial High School. They have been providing financial support to Rough Rider sports for over 40 years. Thanks to the Rough Rider community for all your support.
Let Prudential Advisors help you tackle your financial challenges. Call Denny Louth, Financial Advisory, and Kelsey Burke, Financial Planner, at 419-394-8879.
Buffalo Wild Wings in St. Mary's, proud to support Rough Rider athletics and the Memorial student athletes. Join Buffalo Wild Wings for each Rough Riders football game streamed on Rider Nation Station. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, drinks, sports. Miller Funeral Home has been serving the Rough Rider community in its time of need since the 70s. Our business is a family affair, dedicated to serving families with integrity, dignity, and compassion. Miller Funeral Home, proud to be a supporter of the Rough Rider community.
10 minutes. Riders have it 2nd and 6 at the Shawnee 27-yard line.
Good carry there by Hinkle.
Aiden Hinkle on the carry.
Just absolutely carrying a few guys on his back down the field. Here's a replay. Gets hit early on and gets a couple hard yards out of it.
We'll call it 3rd down, and we'll call it 2 for the Rough Riders. Turn, give it to Hinkle. That's going to be enough for a Rough Rider first down as he gets inside the 20-yard line. This is a big drive for the St. Mary's Rough Riders right here, folks. Rough Riders have to hang on to the football. The fumble has been the bugaboo of the Rough Riders pretty much all season.
Yeah, need to eliminate all mistakes at this point. Buckle down,
Hinkle,
get this ball in the end zone.
And he'll fall forward for about 3. So good offensive line surge by the Rough Riders on the right side. Chase Jacobs, Ryan Davis, Morgan Seawer. pushing the red and black defense back. So we'll call it 2nd down and 7. The ball is on the Shawnee 16-yard line. Henkel again. There's a nice hole, and he'll get it inside the 10-yard line. So it'll.
Henkel on the carry again.
And it's going to be close.
Just watching this replay, excellent. That was a trap there. That was a 20 trap. Saw the excellent job by Chase Jacobs, the center, and Stosh Patterson open up a huge hole there for Henkel.
They're going to call it 3rd down and 1, just a little bit shy of the 1st down. The ball is placed at the Shawnee 11-yard line. Full house in the backfield. Reinecke, quarterback sneak. He'll get a couple of yards. We'll give him the 1st down. So they'll move the chains, and we'll bring up 1st and goal for the Roughriders.
Well, Reinecke, is putting all that weight forward to get as much as he can behind his guys, but I didn't see very many Shawnee guys around him. I think if he had a little bit more of his feet, he had a giant hole there.
Ball is placed at the 9-yard line. Turn, give the ball to Henkel. He'll get little. Little to nothing on that particular play.
That was another 20 trap, but better job that time of Shawnee sniffing it out. Watching here on the replay, see the center go to the left and guard cut over. That was just a good job by the lineman coming all the way around the end and filling that gap.
We'll give him a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line for the Roughriders. Turn. Troglin. Tripped up in the backfield, and he'll get almost no gain.
Yeah, number 3, Miles Aldridge, blitzes right into the hole. The guard picks him up, but it's so far in the backfield that the running back gets tripped up by the block. Here's a replay. 51 right there.
Yeah.
Actually tripped his own player. Brian Davis.
So 3rd and goal, no gain on the play. Ball's at the 8-yard line of Shawnee. Obviously, their Roughriders are in 4-down territory. This is a big 3rd down play. Double reverse. Wedding. He's going to get to the corner. He's going to be stopped. So the Roughriders look like they're going to attempt a field goal.
Yeah, I like the call there. Shawnee's been flowing all night towards that sweep. They've been jumping it. But Shawnee was either ready for it or was just able to see it early enough that they were able to get all of their ball will sniff out that reverse.
Ball will be placed at the 15-yard line. It'll be a 25-yard attempt by Brandon Bowers. Snap, the kick is up. The kick is good. And the Roughriders lead for the first time in the ball game by a score of 10-7. So a 6:18 remaining in the football contest on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. It's the St. Mary's Roughriders 10, the Shawnee Indians 7. We'll take a look at the field goal on the instant replay.
Joe. Well, we know that Bowers is very capable of making a lot of these field goals. Hasn't had as many opportunities as we thought he would this year. Had a couple shots at some real long ones. And it's a sign of a good kicker when he can make these little 25, 30-yarders, especially from the edges there, so well.
And it is good. So we'll take a quick break. We'll bring it right back with the St. Mary's kickoff right after this.
Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success and supporter of the Rider Nation and St. Mary's community.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a middle school and high school club looking to spread God's love throughout numerous schools and communities of our local area. FCA's favorite play of the game is both teams joining together in prayer at the conclusion of the game. God bless you, sports fans.
Your life, State Farm Insurance. Chase Berry on the return for the Shawnee Indians, and he has a pretty good return, and he'll give the Shawnee Indians fairly decent field position as they will take the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. 6 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the football contest.
Well, Joe, in a 10-7 game like this, I think the little chip shot field goal is definitely going to have to make the Shaft Auto Sales highlight video.
Without question. This is a big defensive stand for the St. Mary's Roughriders. Wendell, quick little pass out to Chase Berry. He's run out of bounds.
I think we see Shawnee trying to get back to their bread and butter that worked well for them early on, which was a lot of short passes. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some more of that tight end dragging across the middle, or maybe a wing back or maybe a slot receiver dragging across the middle, because it was open so many times early on in the game.
Second down and 5. The ball is resting at the Shawnee 40-yard line. 6:06 remaining on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard. Tyler Wendell under center. He's going to go back, and he is going to – oh, he got away. And he hits Luke Cowan, and they'll pick up the first down. But we've got a Dave Weilbacher, attorney at law, penalty on the play. We'll have to check this one out.
Great job by quarterback Tyler Wendell. Had 2 or 3 guys hanging on him, still able to get it away. Very reminiscent of last week's game with Van Wert and Owen Treese. I think they're walking them back, Joe. Oh, no, this is on St. Mary's.
They waved it off.
They're waving it off.
Wow.
I don't know if they were thinking maybe a legal man downfield, maybe some sort of offensive pass interference, but for them to pick up the flag, it makes you wonder.
So that's enough for a Shawnee first down. The ball will be placed at the 50-yard line.
And they're talking about something else now, Joe. Maybe talking about the clock. Joe, on this break, wanted to give a shout out to Newt and Connie Triplett watching at Mark Triplett's house here in Shawnee. Mark Triplett, the St. Mary's graduate, of course, now the basketball coach at Shawnee, and his nephew is Ethan Wedding, number 6. So.
Wendell on the carrier, and I was just going to touch base on you something about Mark Triplett. I'll tell you what a fantastic job he did with the Shawnee Indians last year. I think they finished number 1 in the state of Ohio. I think, in my opinion, they had a clear path to Columbus as far as I'm concerned.
One of the most dominant basketball teams in the WBL
without
in memory, if not the most
without
dominant.
question. Of course, you got Newt right there alongside of him, though. Right there's the brains of the operation right there. Wendell out of the shotgun, a roll to his right. Let's see if the pass is complete to Luke Cowan.
Watching this replay here, Joe, I was hoping that maybe it hit the ground here as he was rolling. A little bit hard to see from that angle, but take the official's word for it because he was right in the middle looking right into the breadbasket there. Big third down play here. Interested here on the 46-yard line if Shawnee decides to go for it on 4th anyway, though.
Clock continues to run. We're at 4:15 remaining in the football game. Rough Riders lead 10-7. Wendell under center. They're going to flip it back to him, and there's Giesecke.
Got him! Got him!
Dylan Giesecke sacked. Good job by Giesecke to stay with the play because they handed the ball off to Spiker. Spiker flipped it back to Wyndham, and he was going to set up for a pass, and that should make a Shaft Auto Sales video highlight. Remember, before you buy, give them a try. See Aaron High, the cart guy.
And that takes him out of potential for going for it on 4th.
Sewell, oh boy, he gets a foot into this one. Troglin will field it at about the 18-yard line. He gets the corner. He's still on his feet, and then he's run out of bounds.
It's interesting is St. Mary's decided not to rush the punter there, and it was a bad snap. but Sewell had plenty of time to set up and
that's his
kick
best.
a real
Obviously,
nice boomer.
that was his best punt of the night.
Absolutely.
So the Roughriders will set up shop with 3 minutes and 29 seconds remaining. The ball will be placed at their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10 Roughriders. And it would be nice to put a typical Roughrider drive together and run off this 3:29. Full house backfield for the Roughriders. Turn, give the ball to Hinkle. Shawnee has 2 timeouts remaining, and they're going to use one. So with the score, the St. Mary's Roughriders 10, the Shawnee Indians 7. With 3:25 remaining in the ball game on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard, we'll take a break. We'll come right back right after this.
Take your game day party to the next level with a new TV and Sonos sound system from Valor's TV in St. Mary's. A Sonos sound system takes all the action into every room of your home and outdoors. Break your home into zones and control the content and level right from your phone or tablet, enabling you to enjoy the game or not with the touch of a finger. Add a security camera system connected to your TV from Valor's and never leave another friend stuck outside in the cold. Valor's TV, taking game day to the next level.
VFW 9289's mission is to honor all veterans, past, present, and future. Come on out on Football Friday nights to watch the live stream of Rough Rider football. VFW 9289, a proud sponsor of Rider Nation Station.
Wedding on the carry as we come back to action, and he breaks a couple of tackles and dives forward, close to a first down. Clock continues to run.
Watch this replay here. St. Mary's younger football players. See how Ethan Wedding takes a nice curvature to his sweep. Goes backwards a yard or two and lets the blocking set up and then turns the corner and takes it on. Able to find a nice seam there.
3rd down and 1 for the Roughriders. Big play here, 2:45 and ticking on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard.
5 seconds on the play clock.
Reineke, quarterback sneak. He's going to get it. Good offensive line surge. And, of course, I think what they're looking at is they're trying to run as much of the clock off as they possibly can. So when he finally snapped that, there was 1 second on the play clock.
I thought maybe he was checking, a check with me sort of thing. The coaches up here in the box look down. They say, okay, is the dive open? Is the QB sneak open? But I think I'm wrong. I think you're right. He was just trying to wait till the very last second. There's 2 minutes left in this game. We're going to take every bit of that play clock.
So you see him looking over to Coach Fry. Coach Fry is going to say, go, let's go. So we'll turn, give the ball to Hinkle. He'll run over the right side, and we've got a Shawnee timeout. That's their last one. And with 1:59 remaining on the American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard, we'll take a break. It's the Roughriders 10 and the Shawnee Indians 7 back right after this.
I think that's only their committee would like to remind you of these upcoming events. October the 16th is Community T-Shirt Day. The deadline to order is October the 4th. Jamba Hoops Chicken Dinner, $10 each on October the 16th. Deadline to order is October the 2nd. For additional information on these events and many more to come, visit www.tailgateforcancer.com.
Already back at Shawnee High School Football Stadium, Joe Hurlbert alongside Zach Farrell. As you can see, our scoreboard, American Manufacturing Solutions scoreboard, 10-7 in favor of the Roughriders. 1:59 remaining. Roughriders will have the ball, 2nd down and 8. Ball is at their own 43-yard line, and this is a big series. I think the Roughriders could. Hinkle,
that's a first down. That'll just about do it, Joe.
Good job, St. Mary's. As Aiden Hinkle busts through on the left side, and he'll pick up a first down.
Looked like another trap right up the middle, and we've seen here in the second half that they've been running it very well. Excellent job there by the interior line for St. Mary's. Chase Jacobs, Stash Patterson. Ryan Davis. Let's give a whole shout out to that offensive line, really coming in here when they need it. Brian Ward, Morgan Sewer, Devin Shannon. Excellent job up front by the big uglies, as we used to call them,
There
Joe.
we go. Well, the Shawnee Indians are out of timeout, so Gavin Reinecke will take a knee. I got a question. And Andy Ramble's sitting right beside me. I want to ask you, when they take a knee and back up, does that go up? Team rushing negative yard. There you go. Did you know that?
I did stats for a few years, Joe. You know, you could have asked me, but
that was a team rushing negative yard.
Right. When a quarterback takes a knee, it doesn't go against anybody individually. It just comes off the team yardage.
Well, I guess I should have asked you. Well, this game is going to go to the Roughriders. The Roughriders, with this win, will run their mark to 3-2 on the season. For the Shawnee Indians, they will drop to 3-2 as well. So the Roughriders shouldn't have to snap the football. We're down to the final 20 seconds.
Well, with that, Joe, I think we're going to say it's Salina week.
It'll be Salina week. So again, the final score here at Shawnee High School Football Stadium, it's the St. Mary's Roughriders 10, the Shawnee Indians 7. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll review this contest. We'll watch some highlights of this ball game, and we'll have the final stats. We'll do that and more when we come back to Shawnee right after this.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
St. Mary's American Legion Post 323. Veterans serving veterans, as well as veterans serving the St. Mary's community. You're always welcome to stop at the Post, especially on Football Friday nights to watch the live stream of Rough Rider football. Post 323, a true friend of veterans, St. Mary's, and Rider Nation Station.
Thank you.
Back at Shawnee High School, Joe Hurlbert alongside Zach Farrell, where the Roughriders on a 25-yard field goal by Brandon Bowers was enough to give the Roughriders a 10-7 win over the Shawnee Indians. And as I mentioned, with the win, the Roughriders run their record now to 3-2 on the season. The Shawnee Indians drop to 3-2 on the season, and we start Salina week. Come probably tomorrow, everybody will meet and we'll get ready for the rivalry against Salina. Of course, we'll be there at Grand Lake Health System Field to bring it to you. It will be the season finale. It's game number 6, and then we enter into the playoffs. But the Salina St. Mary's game, always a big game, and it should be a dandy. This one was a dandy as well. Fortunately, it ended up in the favor of the St. Mary's Roughriders, again on the foot of Brandon Bowers. Statistics probably improved a little bit as what they were in the first half. And here to take a look at those numbers, here's Zach.
Yeah, first downs for St. Mary's, 13 to Shawnee's 6. Total yards, St. Mary's 171, Shawnee 120. Passing, St. Mary's was 2 for 6 with 1 interception. Shawnee was just 9 for 20 with 1 interception and 1 TD. Passing net yards, St. Mary's 16 to Shawnee's 81. Rushing attempts, St. Mary's has 54 attempts for 155 yards. Shawnee 20 attempts for 39 yards. 2 fumbles for St. Mary's, but fortunately none lost. Still two penalties for St. Mary's for 23 yards. Shawnee finished the game with 0 penalties. Of course, we saw that penalty, I think, for illegal man downfield there in the second half, picked up. Third down conversions, St. Mary's was 7 for 15. Shawnee just 2 for 11. Punting, which in this game of 10-7 with a lot of back and forth and field position was huge. St. Mary's had 4 punts for 135 yards, 36 yards as average, and Shawnee had 8 punts for 249 yards, 31 yards an average on that. Average drive start changed a lot for St. Mary's in the second half. Started the average drive from their 43-yard line, and Shawnee's actually got worse. Started from their average of 28-yard line, and that's just demonstrating what we saw on the field, that Shawnee got bottled up on their side of the field, and St. Mary's was able to take advantage of it there at the end with the 25-yard field goal from Bowers. Time of possession, St. Mary's controlled it a little bit better. 25 minutes for St. Mary's, 19 minutes for Shawnee. A little bit of individual stats. Gavin Reinecke had 2 completions on 5 attempts passing for 16 yards. Rushing leaders, Aiden Hinkle, 21 rushes for 65 yards. A lot of tough yards there for Aiden Hinkle, especially good yards at the end there to be able to burn up some of the clock. Ethan Wedding, 11 rushes for 50 yards. His longest was that 24-yard scamper, averaged about 4.5 yards a rush, which is very good for Ethan Wedding. Dylan Troglin, 8 rushes for 31 yards. For Shawnee, Tyler Window, as we're seeing here, Ethan Wedding with that 24-yard run. We got to give a shout-out to everybody working the cameras tonight as well. Excellent job there. Mark McLean, Doug Spencer, Rich Spencer, Dave Walbacher in the truck, Mark Huber, everybody tonight. Great job from our team and bringing us all these shots. For Shawnee, Tyler Window had 9 completions on 19 attempts for 81 yards passing, 1 TD, 1 interception. Tommy Spiker, 8 rushes for 20 yards. Tyler Window had 8 rushes for 15 yards. Luke Cowan, 3 rushes for 14 yards. So not a lot of offensive stats, Joe, but Rough Riders did enough when it counted to get into position.
You know, and sometimes, Zach, in all honesty, you win ugly.
Right.
And this wasn't a picture perfect ball game for the Rough Riders by any stretch of the imagination. And I don't know if we have it in the truck, but let's see if we can pull up Brandon Bowers' field goal, because this is the game winner right here. A 25-yard field goal from Brandon Bowers. And
so you said it at halftime. This is going to come down potentially to a special teams play. Yep.
And here it is.
We saw punts and a 25-yard kick. That was from the right hash mark too. And you know, people you don't see it as much in high school. You don't see the view of the field, but the hash marks are very wide in high school. You don't have the interior hash marks like you do in college or pros. So that's a very tough angle for a high school kicker.
Absolutely.
And Brandon Bowers just, Mr. Consistent for St. Mary's over the last few years. Just what a difference it makes to not have to worry about your kicking game.
Absolutely. I think if you look at your screen right now, we're having some sort of video problem as we had a look at Mark Huber, one of the camera guys, and I'll tell you what, it's been a joy to work with these guys throughout the season. Well, that's going to wrap it up here at Shawnee High School football field. Once again, the final score: the St. Mary's Rough Riders defeat the Shawnee Indians by a score of 10-7. For our entire Rider Nation Station crew and Zach Farrell, I'm Joe Hurlbert. Join us next week as we bring you the game between the St. Mary's Rough Riders and the Salina Senior Bulldogs from Grand Lake Health System Field in St. Mary's. Until then, so long, everyone.